parenting with understanding gave me those tools. It helped me skills to actually help her through them.
Hello, Cycle Breakers. Today you are here with Marcela Collier. Rachael Rogers, Peyton is sick and she's not able to join us this time, but she's sending you hugs, love, and today we have an interview with Jenny. She is a Parenting with Understanding. She's been a member of the Parenting with Understanding program for quite a while. And then she's coming here to tell you how she broke her cycle and her transition, her story. But before we go there with Jenny, I want to tell you that I'm excited because this Monday, November 21st at 9 a.m. MST, 11 a.m. EST, Rachael and I, Marcela Collier, for the first time ever, we're doing a free class together. Yes, we are teaching it together. So, if you've been trying to do gentle parenting and it seems like you're missing the script, it seems like, yes, like gentle parenting sounds really great on paper, but when I try to apply with the kids, I don't know why, but I keep losing my patience or the kids just don't respond well to it. If that is you, I highly encourage you to join us on our free masterclass because we are going to help you go from frustrated to peaceful and connected in our free class where you are going to walk out with the roadmap that we've been using with our kids and all our students in the Parenting with Understanding program have been using to parent your children with understanding and correct behavior without using punishment and without giving in. So gentle parenting works. So to register is very simple. Just open the podcast episode and there is a link there. Open the description, give us your best email so we are able to send you the Zoom link. Or you can go to the link in our bios on Instagram, on TikTok at highimpactclub or at the Considerate Mama. Just click the link in our bio there and you can register for free and attend. I highly encourage you to attend live because number one, you have two coaches and that's the only opportunity that you have, both of us, for asking us questions. Yes, we have a Q&A session at the end. There's gonna be exclusive bonuses, and yes, there will be a replay. Like we always release an edited version of the replay because we leave the best of the free class for live attendees. So I hope that you can join us, and yes, let's parenting with understanding together. Hi Jenny, how are you?
Hi, Marcela.
Thank you for being here on our podcast, for accepting this invitation.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, Jenny, so could you please tell our listeners who are you? Like how many children you have, the ages of your children, how is your family situation, who do you live with?
We are a family of five. I have a 5-year-old daughter, a 3-year-old daughter, 18-month-old son, and I'm parenting with understanding.
Wow, okay. So you are married and you are a family of five, and it wasn't always parenting with understanding. How long have you been, when did you start doing parenting with understanding?
I started the program early March, so about 6 months ago.
Okay, 6 months. Okay. So before parenting with understanding, how was your parenting? How was the environment in your house? How was the relationship between you and the kids? How was the co-parenting relationship?
Right. So since the beginning, um, since I became a parent, I knew I wanted to parent different. So I started informing myself when I was pregnant, and I came across attachment parenting. And for the first year of my daughter's life, that's what I applied, and I did well. But then she turned 2, and I now had my second daughter, and so she was tantruming a lot more, and I wasn't understanding her needs. So I was stuck because I was only validating her feelings, and I didn't know how else to help her. So her tantrums were long, and so when I came across your Instagram page, I really resonated with everything you were talking about. And so I attended a class, and that's where I'm like, this is what I've been looking for. And so after I went through the program, I started applying what I was learning, and I saw immediate results.
You know what stood out to me? That you said that number one, you wanted to parent your children differently from the way that you were parented. That was your intention, and that's, you know what, that was my intention as well when I started this journey of educating myself. And number two, you said that you started plugging yourself into the things that you could find in social media and books, and then you saw a few changes, but not significant changes because you found yourself connecting a lot and not so much parenting with understanding. And then now you say that you started parenting with understanding and then you found almost immediate results. So I'm very curious, what is the gap between reading the blog posts and reading books and knowing how to connecting with your kids and really knowing parenting with understanding from your experience?
From my experience, what I was getting online, what I was reading online, it would work sometimes, and sometimes it didn't work. And when it wasn't working, I didn't understand why. So after I took the program, after I went through the program, I learned tools. I gained tools that those were the ones that actually helped me bridge that gap. Um, so I was just validating her feelings, but I didn't know how to help her, how to actually help her through those tantrums. And so parenting with understanding gave me those tools. It helped me skills to actually help her through them.
You said that it gave me those tools. We, a lot of the times, I remember back in the day, I was a loving parent. I was a well-intentioned parent. I was validating my kids' feelings, but I felt out of tools. And when you feel out of tools, how do you respond? So what was your response? Let's go back memory lane. When you try to apply the tips that you read online and they were not working, so what was next at that time, at that moment of the tantrum?
I was lost. There was only so much patience that I could have at that moment because they were taking over 10 minutes, and I'm just there trying to soothe her. And I just felt really stuck. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how else to approach my child. So I was missing key elements that I actually learned through the program. Through the program, I actually learned how to connect to my child and really understand her, and that was one of the keys that helped me de-escalate my child through those tantrums.
So you said not just to connect, but to understand. If you are listening, if you've been listening to us for a while, I'm talking to the listener, you know that we always end the podcast episodes with it only takes understanding to break your cycle. And the reason why we say that is because we know that we are all the people, all the parents who listen to the podcast are already loving parents. We don't have to add that on our tagline. Love is already there. The missing piece is understanding of what our children really communicate. So when you say understanding, I wasn't understanding. For you, what was the thing that you were not understanding that now you have a better understanding of?
I wasn't understanding her needs. Um, so when she was a baby and I was doing attachment parenting, it was really easy to meet her needs, right? Feed her when she was hungry, change her when she was wet. But now that she was two, she had a lot more needs, and I didn't understand those needs. So through the program, I actually learned about those needs and the root, how to dig deeper and actually handle it through there. I think that's what I'm missing, understanding her needs and her and understanding her behaviors.
Understanding her needs, understanding her behaviors. Why do we even need to understand our child's needs and behaviors?
Because every need, behavior communicates a need, and I didn't know that. I didn't know. I was looking at behaviors, but I wasn't understanding them. And so when I went through the program, I actually understood. Okay, he's trying to communicate with me. I need to learn how to understand that, how to read that, how to read.
Okay, so I'm very curious about the reaction of your husband's reaction. Was he always on board with gentle parenting in general, or how was his process?
So very beginning, we both knew we wanted to parent different than how we were parent. He was skeptical. He didn't know if this was really going to work. So I knew that if I wanted to get him fully on board, I would have to prove it to him through my own parenting. And so that's what I did. He became my top audience, and in the beginning it was really hard because I would have my screaming child on the floor and my husband watching me, and I'm like, watch, I'm gonna prove this to you. And so after many tantrums, he finally saw the change. and and it was also about changing his mindset, right? Because he was expecting me to just stop behavior, but that's not the point about parenting with understanding. So I had to inform him about how the child's brain works, and so that's what I did. When I told him that children's brains don't finish developing until their mid 20s, he was mind blown by that, and so he became interested, and he let me inform him about all that, and so that helped. I was also passing along the information that I was learning through the program, and I was also doing the coaching calls. And when he would get home, I tell him, "Oh, you won't believe what I learned about myself today." He was very open to those conversations. We actually had a lot of hard conversations about our own childhood experiences, and those conversations were hard, but they were necessary because they help us truly understand that we really needed to break the cycle. And so that all that helped him get on board.
You know, something that stood out when you said that we would be in the middle of a meltdown. My husband would be looking at me like, okay, do you have what it takes? And then you look at him like, yes, I know exactly what it takes. I got it. And
Mhm.
and a lot of the
Yeah.
times is that confidence from us gentle parents and that energy of we have the tools, we know what's going on, we got it, all what our most of the time what our spouses need to start gaining that trust. If they see us as hesitant as them, if they see us as I've been talking to you about gentle parenting, but my energy to you, my nervous system is saying I don't have what it, like I cannot handle this, then they're going to see that you don't got it, and then it's gonna be harder for them to gain trust in your parenting style. So yeah, I think that's what I got from what you said, that once you had the tools and like, yes, let me show you, then he started gaining that trust, through the fruit, through your actions, and not just you sharing TikToks with him, right?
Right. Yeah. And so that's what the program did. The program was the one that gave me the confidence. Um, I also learned that through the coaching calls, I learned that I needed more confidence, and so that for me to show him that confidence I had, it was really the key to help him get on board.
Mm, that's the key. Show him the confidence. That's the key to help him get on board. Now, and this is something that is like I'm wondering about this, and I believe that we all live different processes when it comes to parenting with understanding, and I have multiples, and I know I live my own process, but I'm curious about you as a mother of multiples. Let's compare the two parenting styles, traditional parenting to parenting with understanding. So, a lot of people come and tell me, I don't know if I have time to even unveil my child's needs. If I have three kids pulling on me all day, I don't know if I have time to parenting with understanding. What was your experience regarding of how, in terms of time, in terms of energy that you were spending with traditional parenting versus now parenting with understanding as a mom of multiples?
So, as a mom of multiples, you would think uh, that parenting with understanding takes longer than traditional parenting, but it really doesn't. I think that traditional parenting actually takes longer because you're not attending to their needs, letting them cry it out. Um, you're you're not even connecting with the child, and so with parenting with understanding, it takes minutes to actually get down to your child's eye level to let them know that you see them, that you hear, and that you will attend them at their time, right? I have three children, so I with my oldest, I told her, I will get to you. Let me just, as soon as I'm done with your baby brother, I will get to you. And so I fulfill that promise. When I'm done with her baby brother, I do get to her, and then I meet her needs. But it really takes just minutes to attend to your children with parenting with understanding, because you let them see that they're seen, that they're heard, and you come to them. You follow through your words.
You said that traditional parenting has way more power struggles, and power struggles take time. Power struggles take energy, and power struggles just leave the house with a vibe of like chaos and unrest that I don't think you listener want to have in your house, but that's what it is. Like a lot of people say, okay, if I like I wonder if parenting with understanding would just not work for me as a parent of multiples. And I found as well as a parent of multiples that it is actually easier. Now, another question: what is your youngest one's age?
He's 18 months.
So he's 18 months old. He's a little toddler. I'm sure he doesn't have many words. He won't be able to communicate to you what he needs. A lot of people actually tell me, but I wonder if I can do parenting with understanding with such a young toddler who doesn't have so many words to communicate, if they can't even tell me what they need. How can you make this work? So how has been your experience parenting with understanding a really young child?
So I see a big difference um, since I started the program, because, like I said, when I had my first daughter, it was very hard to help her through her tantrums. Her tantrums were long, and now that I've gone through the program and I'm parenting my son, my 18-month-old son, I can see a difference. His tantrums are less, they're shorter. So I I know the needs now. So when his tantrums start, I'm thinking, what's the need? What's the need here? And so once I find the need, I'm able to to help him, even though he's not telling me with his words. But communication is behavior is communication. So he doesn't even have to tell me his own words. I'm seeing it through his behavior. I know what's appropriate at his developmental stage, and so I can help. I can quickly help him. Versus to how I was parenting my first daughter in the beginning. I didn't know what I was looking for.
Wow, that's very impressive. And you know what? I didn't have the opportunity to raise a child from birth with traditional parenting and then change it to parenting with understanding. However, I did foster care for 9 years. The children that came to me, they were already teens that grew up in the opposite of gentle parenting. Of course, not even close to parenting with understanding. And I saw the change. I saw the change once I started understanding their needs, helping them settle down, and developing skills. Now, let's talk about that last portion, because parenting with understanding has three big components that are contained in the program. We call it the USE formula, the use formula. And number one is unveiling the needs. Number two is unveiling the early signs of behavior. So not everything is a tantrum or a meltdown. And number three, instead of shutting down behavior with punishments and consequences, which would lead the child to do the behavior again, to actually teach them skills that will serve them for the future. When it comes to that last piece of parenting with understanding, have you seen the shift in terms of the not just the tantrums, but the way that your daughter now is communicating her needs?
Oh yes, definitely. I feel that my children have become very intelligent. Just a few months ago, my husband, he became fully on board. We were driving back home, and he tells me, I've noticed that our children are very emotional intelligent for a 5 and 3 year old, and that's not thanks to my parenting. That's thanks to your. I've really noticed a difference, and I want to say thank. I want to tell you I'm fully on board with you, and so I can see that my children communicate their needs a lot more clear with me. They'll tell me, "Mom, I'm feeling sad. I feel something in my heart," and so um, that's very helpful. I've seen that has helped my family a lot. Even for me, when I have had good days, and then I also have days where I have to apologize to my children, and so they'll be like, "Mommy, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes." So I can see that that has helped my family.
And you said that when I make mistakes. So when you apply parenting with understanding, is not striving for perfection, striving for just having a tool set, a toolkit of parenting tools that you can pull out, and not necessarily to for your parenting to be perfect, but to be more resourced when you address your child's behaviors. One last thing that I want to ask you. So I'm sure there is a parent out there that is listening to this interview right now, and they are at the starting point as you were months ago when you decided to enroll or to start to give Parenting with Understanding a try, to enroll in the Parenting with Understanding program. For those parents who are in that position of, I don't know, I see that it could work. I see that it has worked for these families, but I don't know if it could work for me. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to attend your live class. I would tell them to just give it a try. There's gonna be parent coaches there, and that right there, that's big. You guys have helped me a lot. I think parenting with understanding gave me the tools I needed, but the conversations we have in the coaching calls, that's really what has helped me understand my own triggers. It has helped me just make myself aware of those triggers that I have. So I would say attend your live class. That's the first thing, and to let themselves um, be coached. I would say truly commit to it. Give it a try. You really have nothing to lose, and, and this is key to your family's future. This is really important. I think that this is one of the biggest investments for me, for my family, for future, because it really has made an impact in my family. We have become more closer. I have learned to understand my children a lot better.
Wow, this makes me emotional to hear that. Thank you for sharing, for your vulnerability, for opening up to us, for sharing. Like it takes courage to share your story, your struggles, where you were, where you are now. Thank you for that, for allowing us to enter to your heart today. And for the ones who are thinking, what is this parenting with understanding? I want to know more. In the free class, we show you what the roadmap is of parenting with understanding. We show you what the use formula is. We walk you through the steps. The Parenting with Understanding program is the full navigation system where we tell you how to do each one of those steps. For that, we open up enrollment inside the masterclass. And for the entire Black Friday week, the Parenting with Understanding program is going to have a big discount from Monday to Sunday. And it's going to be one of the last times that you will be able to get the Parenting with Understanding program at this price point, because HIC Parenting is developing a big coaching program and is going to be part of a bigger coaching program. So if you've been thinking and on the fence, I don't know if I should do it, this is the right timing to enroll before the price goes up, before we include the Parenting with Understanding program in this bigger coaching program. And for all the ones who are already enrolled, like you, Jenny, and all the other ones who are already enrolled, they will be and they will keep the program lifetime, Parenting with Understanding. So it won't change for the ones who are already enrolled when we open up doors for the bigger program. So open the description of the podcast episode, register for the class, and I hope to see you on Monday, November the 21st at 9 a.m. MST, 11 a.m. EST. Remember to leave us a review. If this interview helped you in some kind of way, if it inspired you, let us know how it helped you. It helped us a lot. If you are an HIC parenting customer, meaning if you have any of our products, I encourage you to join us in our private Facebook group. You could find us in Facebook, HIC Cycle Breaker private Facebook group. Request to join, and every single day we are there. I go live every single Friday, something that I don't do in my social media. I barely go live in social media for my followers, but I do go live regularly for HIC's customers. And remember, follow us on Instagram at High Impact Club at the Considerate Mama, on TikTok at High Impact Club at the Considerate Mama, and remember that it only takes understanding to break your cycle. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Marcela.